Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another PGR reaction. Today we have Blue Moon. This is from the Moonlit Occultation collection of music. It's been a while since I've heard anything from this specific point in the game, this event, whatever it really is. I never was clear on that. Nobody ever really told me. But either way, I'm going to be getting to this one today. Mokasir in the comments said I should get to this one and that it's interesting because it starts out pretty like mellow and then kind of moves into a more like uplifting trance sound. So that sort of evolution always intrigues me and I've got to listen to it. So without further ado, let's go. Yeah. I can hear the tension right off the bat. See, I'm not sure if sorrowful fits, but definitely contemplative. It definitely has that air of stress, you know? Maybe I haven't quite heard the sorrow part yet. We've got time. But I don't know how fast it's going to evolve either. Ooh. Okay, I gave it a second to see if anything would change, and here we are. Okay. That's a little bit closer to sorrow. Still very contemplative, but it has more of that emotional weight settling in. But it's speeding up. Okay. And there is a shift. I don't know if it's the shift, but it's definitely one part of it. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Like deep trance. Really, it's a really interesting evolution to go from like A to B there. Now it's changing the emotion of the song and it's speeding up still. That's really neat. They kept the rhythm chords, like the bass line of the song is still very like sinking. It's keeping that moodiness. But the arpeggiating lead is a lot brighter. Good accent to the vocals with that guitar in there. I wonder if it's going to fully shift out of the moody side. Maybe not. Nope. Okay, that was it. I thought it was going to be going for another round yet. I kind of got lost in the song. I forgot how long it was. So there's definitely a few reasons that this song and that evolution of it from point A to point B was so interesting. Because yeah, you start out a little bit moodier. It feels contemplative. There's definitely that emotional weight being churned through, and it's slow. It's methodic. It's lethargic. You're like, okay, well, I'm considering these emotional aspects of the song. It's giving you a lot of time to sit yourself in there and be like, oh, well, here we are. Let's like take this head on and really figure it out. You know, that's the contemplative nature of it. But then as it shifts into that more like house trancey, that like deep trance sort of sound, we do get rid of a little bit of that. That arpeggiating lead that comes in to handle the trancier side of things definitely brightens up the song, which is really, really weird because, I mean, trance is kind of rooted in either really happy or this kind of emotional, very ethereal sort of backbone. So that works really well, having that contemplative, sadder, more sorrowful edge to that trance that came in, so that it just really evolves very nicely, very smoothly, and slowly cranking up the BPM just a little bit. Like it did it twice, and I was like, ooh, okay, so we're kicking it in, you know, like we're really getting up to speed here, and it's changing the feeling of the song without completely removing the emotional weight from the beginning, and you're able to feel this emotional churning a little bit more aggressively, and it goes from something of contemplative nature to something more of like a slight panic, maybe something more like if you were to start a fight, right? Just a standard fight sequence. You're walking in and things are a little bit moody. You're looking around like, where's the boss? You know, you're kind of taking in the world and the atmosphere of the location. And then things start to show up. You start to like see creatures kind of coming out of the woodwork and you're like, oh no. And it starts to crank up that tension a little bit more because we had that tension melodically in the beginning, but then they changed the melodic tension to a speed and BPM tension. That pace tension is a much different, more anxiety-inducing sort of tension, where that first part, the melodic section, it still definitely had its tension. The melodies and the harmonies were definitely like knocking against each other a little bit in there. Lots of minor chords and things just kind of clashing in there, but beautifully, you know? But as it evolves into that speed and we get away from some of that melodic stuff, you start to change your processing of what the song is trying to tell you. And it goes from that, oh, maybe we should be thinking more about this and taking these things into consideration, giving us that time to really feel it out. And then it starts to become a little bit more panic inducing. You get that anxiety building, and now you're not sure how much time you have left to be able to figure this out. It never cranks itself to the point where you're like, oh, I can't figure it out. And it's just like way too much, but it definitely cranks it just enough to start rising that anxiety in your mind. It's a very neat subconscious approach. I haven't heard that specifically done in really any trance song in a long time. Like, it's not something that a lot of people tend to do because when they're writing a song, they just write the song, right? It tends to stay roughly in the same BPM, and this one wasn't like a huge diversion either. It was just kind of a, okay, let's start here, let's crank it up a little bit to build that, but it never reaches that point where you're starting to get to like speedcore or hardcore where it's just like, Jesus Christ, like kind of bullet hellish in a way. It just cranks it enough to make you go, okay, I don't like it. I can't see it. I don't like that. I can't see it. It's like looking down a dark alley at night where you're just like, I know there's something there, but I can't make out all of the details. And that anxiety building from that scenario is exactly what this speed does. And that's just such a cool musical way to build upon that emotional start, because you started with that emotional pressure in the melody, but then changing it to speed makes you go, oh, wait a minute. There's more to this. There's something wrong here. Not just, maybe I should tell somebody about this. That's the evolution of me. It goes from, I should warn somebody. Something's not quite right here. Maybe I should report this, to, okay, there are things here and they're watching me. And it becomes a completely different story. I don't know if that's accurate to the song or like the scenario this song plays in at all, but it definitely is what the song is doing. And even if subconsciously it's trying to pull just just a little bit of that out of you, there's definitely got to be a reason with the story. So this is really cool. It's rare I get to talk about stuff like this because not a lot of people do it. It's not super common because a lot of the time these genres aren't done for games in this way or to do these sorts of things in like an active story beat. It's just, hey, let's make a song, you know? But I've been yapping about this one for quite a while, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you have something else from PGR you want me to get to, by all means, drop it in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!